Hi, my name's Ginny and I've been nominated by Joe to do the 2020 cooking challenge. Today I'm going to make a cottage pie. I have a family of 4 that I'm cooking for. So what I'm going to be using today is I've got some lean steak. I like to use the leaner one. I've got a beef stock pot, or you could use an OXO cube. I've got a chopped onion, which I've chopped very finely. I've got some diced carrots. I've used about 3 medium carrots in here, which is quite good to get some veg into the children. If your children are fussy, you can chop it really small. It just melts away. They don't even know it's there. I've got some bisto onion granules. I've got some Liam Perrins, a little splash of olive oil, a little bit of red wine, some mashed potato that I had left over, and some cheese for the topping. So all we're going to do, on the hob I've got a nice casserole pan. Now you could use any heavy based deep frying pan, or a deep saucepan would be absolutely fine. The beauty of this particular pan is that it's oven proof, so once I've made the meat side of it, I can put my topping on and just pop it straight into the oven. So a little splash of oil. You don't need a huge amount of oil because the meat's got quite a lot of oil content. Once that's come up to temperature, I'm going to start off by putting my onions in. And we're just going to fry that off for about 2 minutes. Closely followed by some carrot. Now obviously it depends how big you've chopped the carrot, depends on how much cooking it needs. We're just going to fry it off just to soften it a little bit. Okay, so the carrots and onions are softening nicely. They don't need to be completely cooked through, the carrots, because it will go into the oven for a little while once it's all complete, so they will continue to cook during that process. Keep moving around so that nothing sticks. Okay, so I'm going to add my minced meat. Nice and carefully, make sure you wash your hands. Okay, so what I normally do with the mince, once I've got the minced meat in, is I use 2 spoons and just kind of chop through it, because it does tend to keep its form a little bit. Okay, so this is nearly cooked. So whilst that's just finishing off cooking through, I need to make my stock. So I've got a stock cube. A stock pot here. You can use stock cubes. This is beef, but you could use chicken. Chicken would work as long as you've got the beef, as long as you've got the meat stock in there. So put that in there, and then now you don't need a huge amount of liquid, because the minced meat will give off some of its own liquid as it cooks, some of its own juices. So I've put in there, what have I put in there? About 300 ml of boiling water onto that stock cube or stock pot, and I'm just going to give that a stir. Remember to keep turning your mince. So ideally you want it all so that it's brown and no pink left. Once all the pink has disappeared, we can start adding some sauce to it. So give that more of a stir. Okay, so at this point I'm just going to add about a dessert spoon of granules. It just thickens it up a slight little bit. Give that a stir. Okay, so the meat's pretty much there. Yeah. So if you have a look in here now, you can see that there's a bit of juice here that's come from the... Now you can choose to drain that if you wish, because that's fat that's come out of the meat. You can drain it if you want to, just by extracting all of the meat with a slotted spoon. I personally think it gives some flavour, and I've used a low fat mince, so I'm happy to leave it in. And a little splash of red wine, just a cheap red wine, £3 a bottle, kind of. Let the alcohol cook off. Again, you don't have to add that. It just adds another little bit of a depth of flavour to it, but it's not necessary. It's fine. Okay, and we're going to add our stock. So give it a little stir and just pour it in. Okay, so this now needs to reduce, so by which I mean the liquid needs to thicken up, needs to mix with the meat and the vegetables, and it just needs to thicken up. So we're just going to leave it to bubble away for 45 minutes or so. Add a little splash of Worcester sauce, again just for depth of flavour. It's not necessary, but if you have it in your cupboard, you could use a brown sauce, a HP sauce, or a little splash of soy sauce, anything like that. Just gives it a little extra depth of flavour. Okay, and we're just going to turn that right down now, and just let it bubble away till it reduces a little bit. Okay, so the meat and vegetables have now been cooking for about 5 minutes. And you can see that the gravy is just reducing nicely. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pop our mashed potato on the top. We don't want it to be too dry, because it will, as I said, it will continue to cook in the oven, so it will continue to reduce. So I'm just going to turn the heat off, and then this is the mashed potato that I made yesterday. We were having mashed potato for dinner. I knew I was going to be making this, so I just made extra and kept it in the fridge overnight, so it's ready to go. Oops. It's all ready to go. So we're just going to pop a nice layer on the top, and this depends on how much you like potato in your family. We're all big potato fans of this house, so we like a good bit of potato. So you're just going to cover it all over. So, there we go. And all I'm going to do now is just pop some grated cheese over the top. Now I did grate some cheese into the mashed potato when I made it, so it is already slightly cheesy mash, which again you can leave out if you don't like that. We like it with a bit of cheese. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop it in the oven. It just needs about 20 minutes. Okay. So, this has now been in the oven for about 20 minutes on 180 degrees, and it's good to go. So, just serve a little bit up. There we go. So that is our cottage pie, which I would then serve with some peas, maybe some broccoli, carrots, whatever your family like, and maybe a bit of extra gravy. And that's the cottage pie. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'm now handing over to Bianca.